Victory Garden 2020 is underway. A few weeks ago, Dave and Monique over at Oak Knob Farm approached us about doing some sort of a collaboration, and the topic was victory gardens. And I thought that was interesting because until last year, I hadn't really heard that term, and neither had Lance. We had a friend of ours over here, Jeremy, who was helping us do our Hey Homesteader video, and he mentioned something about victory gardens. So that was the first time we'd really heard that term, and he explained a little bit about what that meant. His grandmother and some of the ladies in his family's past were into the victory gardens because of the origins of the victory gardens, kind of starting back during that time. So when Dave and Monique asked us about doing a collaboration with them, we're like, oh, this is great. Let's just ask Jeremy to talk to us about a little bit about how victory gardens, that term, and how that all got started. So we're going to roll that right now. Jeremy did a fantastic video clip on victory gardens and a little bit about how his grandma got started with her victory garden and what he remembers about it from growing up. So Jeremy, take it away.
Hey YouTube, Jeremy coming to you for the Hey Homestead. Some of you may remember me from last summer when I helped Lance and Marcy film a video called Hey Homesteader. If you haven't seen that video yet, click the link in the description below. After you watch this video, of course. Now, while I was out at the Rock-and-See last summer, Lance and Marcy showed me all around their amazing property, chicken coops, goat barns, and the gardens. While we were filming in the gardens, we got on the topic of victory gardening between some of the takes. Since we're all staying home right now, Lance and Marcy asked me to share what I know of victory gardening. Now, I'm no expert on the subject, but I do have some first-hand accounts of victory gardening from my grandmother. You see, she found her love of gardening grew from a need for gardening. She grew up in rural Oklahoma during the First World War. She was a bride during the Great Depression, and she was an elementary school teacher during the Second World War. During all of those times, she knew the importance of gardening. Sort of like that famous heroine from Gone with the Wind, my grandmother knew that she could provide much-needed food for her family and her friends with just a small patch of dirt and some elbow grease. Now, while the concept of victory gardens is easy to understand today, and it's super universal, it's growing your own fruits and vegetables, my grandmother made sure that I understood that this type of gardening, victory gardening, came from a love of country and a want of civic duty originally, and that those needs were just as much as the need for the food itself. Now, one famous poster she told me about from the time said, "Plant a victory garden at your kitchen door. Your food is fighting to make your rations go further." She and I would talk about gardens being all different shapes and sizes. She even talked about her sister's victory garden being in pots on her back porch. Again, it wasn't the size that was the important part, it was the intent. It was a boost in morale for everyone that she knew, and they all got a feeling of getting to help their country. To me, the idea of victory gardens is still alive and well today. Lance and Marcy do a version of it at the homestead. One of my neighbors in the city does her version growing tomatoes on her back porch each summer. And countless retail stores have expanded their home gardening sections to include more food seed types and edible plants in recent years. Now, victory gardens can be as complex or as simple as you need them to be. The types of food you can grow are completely limitless now, and seasonless, the best part. And with everyone having a bit more time at home right now, a small victory garden might be the perfect thing to help you pass some time and feel like you're doing your part. Now, my knack for gardening may come from a more ornamental flower and plant standpoint, as I learned gardening from my grandmother later in her life, but even I'm going to try my hand at a small victory garden. And because I'm used to gardening on a grander scale, I think I'm going to go with the more simple version. I've already ordered my kit, and it's already come in the mail. Who knows? Maybe I'll film a video of my victory garden experience. But let's see if you all can get this video to 25 likes in 24 hours first. To quote a famous poster from Peter Fraser from World War II, "Dig in for victory." We're all in this together after all. Now, remember to subscribe to the channel. Lance and Marcy are always coming out with great videos each week. And if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos, click the bell icon to get notified each time they post something new. And that way, you'll always have content coming your way. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
So I hope you enjoyed that clip. I think that history of the Victory Gardens is so interesting. And I feel like we've almost come full circle with those again. The reasons for having a Victory Garden are a little bit different now here in 2020 than they were back then. But with all the things that have happened already this early in 2020, I feel like having a garden to help sustain yourself and your family and your friends is now as important in this day and age as it was back then. So we're getting ready to kind of open up our own Victory Garden for the year, and we've expanded. So we've got some of the things that we've already planted for the fall already kind of working in the soil, our garlic and our onions. But we've expanded our garden and we're getting ready to plant, and we cannot wait to share that journey with you. So I hope that you will follow us along as we kind of get started with our 2020 Victory Garden, and hopefully we can learn something from you. Hopefully you'll also learn something from us, and we'll all give this a try and see if we can do our part to help ourselves during these tricky times and tough times that we're in right now. Thank you so much for coming and watching this video all the way through to the end. We really, really appreciate it. If you haven't caught us on Facebook or Instagram, those links are down below. We hope you'll check those out. And also, if you haven't already subscribed, now's a good time. Click that subscribe button and make sure to click that notification bell so that you'll be reminded every time we upload something new. We're going to have lots going on in the garden, and we hope that you'll follow along. So subscribing and hitting that notification bell, that's the way to get it done. Thanks so much for watching, and from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day. Bye.